It's 6:30 in the evening. You're standing in line at a small convenience store after work. In your hand is a $5 bill. On your left is a cold energy drink. Next to the register is a stack of lottery tickets. The cashier looks at you and asks, "Anything else?" You don't even think about it. $5 feels too small to matter. You buy the drink. Maybe the lottery ticket too. You walk out, finish the drink on your drive home, scratch the ticket, and lose. By tomorrow, you won't even remember spending that money. That's what makes $5 so dangerous. It's small enough that nobody pays attention to it. Now imagine a different ending to that same evening. You leave the store without buying anything. You sit in your car, unlock your phone, and open an investing app. Instead of spending the $5, you invest it into a simple SP 500 index fund. One tap. That's all. Your account balance says 5.00. It almost feels silly. You wonder if such a tiny investment can ever change your life. But you decide to keep going. The next day, another $5. The day after that, another 5. After a few weeks, you set everything to happen automatically. Now you don't have to make the decision anymore. The money leaves your account before you even have the chance to spend it. And something strange happens. You stop missing it. Because the truth is, that $5 was disappearing anyway. You simply changed where it disappeared. 1 year later, you're 26 years old. You check your account. You've invested around $1,800. The balance is slightly higher than what you put in. Not by much. Just enough to remind you that your money has started working too. One afternoon, a coworker notices the app on your phone. "So, how much did you make?" You smile. "Not much." When you tell him the number, he laughs. "You waited a whole year for that." You laugh too. Because honestly, it doesn't sound impressive. He spends about the same amount every day on coffee, snacks, and random purchases. Small things. Things that feel good for a few minutes. Neither of you is making a life-changing decision. At least, that's what it looks like. But every evening, without realizing it, both of you are answering the same question. Should this $5 make today a little more comfortable? Or should it make tomorrow a little easier? 5 years pass. Life gets busy. You work harder. Your salary increases a little. Bills get bigger. Unexpected expenses come and go. But one thing never changes. Every day, $5 keeps getting invested. You don't think about it anymore. It's just part of your routine. One quiet evening, you open your account again. This time, the number surprises you. More than $10,000. You didn't build it in one weekend. You didn't get lucky. You didn't find some secret investment. It was built one ordinary day at a time. One small decision, repeated thousands of times. That's when you realize something most people never understand. Wealth rarely arrives all at once. It grows so slowly that you almost don't notice it. Until one day, you do. You turn 35. 10 years have passed since that first $5 investment. One Sunday morning, you open your investing app with no expectations. The balance is close to 30,000. For a moment, you just stare at the screen. Then you think about all those evenings when spending $5 felt easier than investing it. Now those tiny decisions have become something real. But just as everything seems to be going well, the market crashes. The news is everywhere. Stocks are falling. Investors are panicking. Is this the beginning of another financial crisis? Your phone is filled with scary headlines. Friends tell you to sell before things get worse. Social media is full of fear. You open your account. Thousands of dollars have disappeared. It hurts. You worked hard for that money. For a few minutes, you think about selling everything. Then you ask yourself one simple question. Has my plan changed? Or have the headlines changed? The answer is obvious. Your plan is exactly the same. So instead of selling, you do something that feels almost impossible. Nothing. You let your automatic investment continue. Every day, another $5. Now those $5 are buying more shares because prices are lower. Months pass. The headlines slowly disappear. People stop talking about the crash. Businesses recover. The market begins climbing again. One evening, you check your account. Not only has it recovered, it's higher than ever before. That's the moment you learn one of the greatest lessons about investing. Patience often earns more money than perfect timing. 5 more years pass. You're now 40. Your investment account has grown to more than 50,000. Something feels different this time. In the beginning, Every dollar came from your paycheck. Now, a large part of the growth comes from the investments themselves. Your money has started working as hard as you do. While you're sleeping, working, spending time with your family, your investments never stop. That same year, one of your coworkers suddenly loses his job. Everyone in the office becomes nervous. He isn't worried because he can't find another job. He's worried because he doesn't have enough savings to give himself time. Every bill feels like an emergency. Watching him teaches you something important. This account was never only about retirement. It was also about peace of mind. Money can't solve every problem, but it can give you time. Time to think. Time to choose. Time to avoid making desperate decisions. A few months later, you attend a high school reunion. Old classmates are showing off expensive cars, luxury watches, designer clothes. Everyone wants to look successful. Then someone asks you, "So, what have you been investing in all these years?" You smile. The same simple index fund. They look surprised. No secret stocks? No crypto? No get-rich-quick strategy? You shake your head. No. They expected a complicated answer. Instead, your biggest advantage was doing the most boring thing in the room. And that's exactly why it worked. The power of one small decision. You turn 50. One evening after work, you open your investment app again. The balance is now around $145,000. You smile. Not because you're rich, but because you finally understand what consistency can do. For years, you thought you were building the account. Now the account is helping build itself. Every year, your investments earn more than they did the year before. Not because you're adding more money, but because time is doing the heavy lifting. That's the part most people never experience. They quit before time has a chance to reward them. 5 more years pass. You're 55. Your balance has grown to more than $225,000. One evening, your teenage son notices the investing app on your phone. "Dad," he asks, "how did you save so much?" You don't start talking about the stock market. You don't explain charts or interest rates. Instead, you take a $5 bill from your wallet and place it on the table. "What would you buy with this?" He smiles. "A burger, maybe a drink." You nod. "Nothing wrong with that." Then you slide the bill back toward him. But every dollar has 2 jobs. It can make today a little more enjoyable, or it can make tomorrow a little easier. He looks at the bill for a moment. Maybe he'll spend it. Maybe he'll invest it. The important thing is, now he understands the choice. 10 more years pass. You're 65. Retirement finally arrives. One quiet morning, you sit near the window with a cup of coffee. You open the same investing app you downloaded 40 years ago. The balance is now over $530,000. For a few seconds, you don't say anything. You simply remember where it all started. One ordinary evening. One convenience store. One $5 bill. Looking at the numbers, the truth becomes clear. Over 40 years, you personally invested about $73,000. Everything else, more than $450,000, came from patience. Not luck. Not perfect timing. Not chasing the hottest investment. Just small decisions repeated over and over again. Later that week, you meet an old coworker for lunch. You both had similar jobs, similar salaries, similar opportunities. He tells you he wishes he had started investing years ago. You don't judge him, because you know exactly why he didn't. $5 never feels important. That's the trick. Small amounts don't change your life overnight. They change your habits first. And eventually, your habits change your future. As you drive home, one thought stays with you. Somewhere tonight, someone else is standing in a convenience store with $5 in their hand. They don't realize they're making a decision that could shape the next 40 years of their life. To them, it's just $5. But you know better, because you live the difference. The biggest financial decisions are rarely the biggest purchases. They're the smallest choices, made consistently, long before anyone notices the results. So the next time $5 lands in your hand, ask yourself one simple question. Do I want a few minutes of satisfaction, or a future my older self will thank me for? Sometimes, the smallest amount of money can create the biggest difference in your life.